Hi, it's Zish, Visionary Life Hacks, here to connect, here to inspire, here to be the change. If you're watching the live, welcome. If you're watching the replay, welcome. Long time no speak. I haven't been on here for a while, just been totally immersed in the work, doing bits and bobs, and I'm just doing a catch up because I got a load of new items in. So this is not for sale. This is going to be a project that we're doing on the land. So this is a prototype for putting into the land. We're going to be putting it so far deep into the soil, and we're going to be working with some of these larger harmonizers, creating like some sort of grid, and we're going to be doing some experiments with a radish bed. So these are original slim Spurling devices for this year. And the person that makes them has been building this technology for over 30 years. So it's very unique, very crude, and very unique. I've then got a load of these 5G Merkaba Stargates. I've got a load of these 5G Merkaba Stargates. 1 minute. So I've got a load of these 5G Merkaba Stargates. So, well, actually, I haven't got a load. I've got one spare, 2 spare, 3 spare, 4 spare. All I've got is 4. These are 5G Merkabas. I've got this one. This one's not for sale. This one's not for sale. But that's for me, because I just gave my last one to my friend. And then I've got a load of new harmonizers. So the harmonizers are always upgrading, and they also belly up as pendulums. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The little ones as well. So the amplification on the little ones is quite interesting. They've got the 144 hertz in them. So, and some of them have got crystals in them. Sometimes they have the AccuVac in them. So some have got crystals. Some, if they haven't got crystals in, you might like that. You can actually put your own crystal. Sorry, lost you there. I think we're having a heat wave. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 in total harmonizers, slim Spurling harmonizers. Now, I've got 12 of these. Some of these are, I think some of them are spoken for, but I need to I've got 12 at the moment. So I've got 12 of those. I've also got some interesting, and for me, these all find their rightful homes. I've got some larger, heavy-duty ones. Let me show you. These large, heavy-duty ones. Let me just get my cap. Oh. So I've got these large, heavy-duty ones. 1 minute. Got these large, heavy-duty ones. Like, they kind of remind me of the Marco Rodens. So they've got the nano, the Keshe Foundation Nano Silver. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I might be playing with these anyway. I think we're going to be playing with these with the electroculture. So maybe, like, if they go. I kind of like, what I've been doing is gifting them to people that are actually buying sets. So the Tesla healing devices, like this. Got some really nice sets at the moment. I've got 1, 2, I've got some, let me show you some of the sets I've got. So if someone buys a set this month, they actually get, they get me to help you using the set. So I've got 4 Merkabas, 5G, 5th generation Merkaba, and I've also got some really nice sets. So, like this, some nice Tesla antique healing devices. So if anybody wants a set, I've got some larger sets, and I've got, ooh, what happened there? I've got some larger sets, and I've got some smaller sets. What was that? Ooh. Anyway. So I've got larger sets. I've also got smaller sets as well. I've got 2 small sets. I don't know what's going on with my signal. It's because I'm on Starlink. I've got another set like this, larger sets. So these are the larger sets. So the Tesla healing devices are pretty unique. I kind of got into them when I was learning about the anti-nano technology. And we were learning about the difference between digital kind of like spooky devices, fake rifle machines. Now you've got more of these fake machines like your EE system, the TZLA. Actually, TZLA, Max Eigen is actually ill at the moment. So I've been saying to people, be really careful with a lot of the modern technology that's coming out, because you're kind of the guinea pig. Same with a lot of these things like the C60s, the zeolites, and all those other kinds of things like methylene blue. Like people just hear the zeolites, but they don't think aluminium, they don't think silica, and the silica is in so much. The silica is in so much stuff that people don't think. They're not thinking. They're thinking, ooh, I'm a parasite. Ooh, I'm loaded with heavy metals. Ooh, I'm all these problems. And rather than just surrendering to the fact that they're not a problem, they're not a diagnosis, you're not a Morgellons, you're not a Lyme's disease. It's just a diagnosis. What can you do to nourish the cellular health? And so getting into things, there's so much you can do. And so for me, the Tesla antique technology fits into the great in technology. Because if it's not broken, why fix it? And then you've got the original technology. I've got a really nice little iFAS. Some of them are just not for sale because they're just like, they're not. But the duty is to get some of that technology out there as well. I don't think I've actually got that many machines at the moment. I haven't got too many, which is good. So life is good. Can I complain? And I've not been on here because I've just been so head down. Like today, I've been out, got a load of nice figs from an old wild tree that I go to. It's not a wild tree. It's an old tree that I go to every year. And I've got some nice figs today. Got some really amazing apples. It's one of the hottest days in British weather, which is great. Loads to do on the land, and I just thought I'd chime in because I thought I'd chime in because I've literally got 12 harmonizers. The harmonizers I've noticed, because I used to wear the ionizer, but since I've started wearing these for around the kind of the mRNA people, I've noticed that it cleans up the energy. It's subtle. Wow. So that's what I've noticed. They do work. I actually think that these things can actually save your life. I think this is some of them I've had made for me. These look like quite interesting actually. So I seem to be wearing, why has that gone interesting? I seem to be wearing 3, but you can wear 1, right? But since I've been wearing these, I've noticed the difference. I've noticed it's like if you have a a mala bead or a rosary bead and you pray on it every day and you work with it every day, it's going to start to imbue those qualities, isn't it? And I know the human being that makes these is actually very... Oh, is that Broski? Is that Orhan? Hey, Orhan, how are you? So with these, I've noticed the difference. Monica, hi Monica. I've noticed the difference. These are some new ones that we're going to play with agriculture. But these, like, look at that. They're fat. They remind me of Rodin, like the Marco Rodin coils. Actually, Marco's a great human being. But it's like one of his like students was starting to make them more wrought. And a lot of the stuff that you see looks really shiny and it looks the part. It's like when you get a pyramid, right? A lot of pyramids, if they haven't had... I'm not an expert on this. My friend's been doing this stuff for 30 years. If you don't remove the negative green out of the pyramid, it can be detrimental to your health. So often now I'll see someone, I go, does that, do you know about negative green? And they're building like pyramids and they're building shit and they don't even know about negative green. Like, I'm not even an I didn't even know about this shit, but I've made it my duty to know about negative green. Because this wonderful human being was like, have you heard of negative green? I was like, no, what's that? And then I went straight back to my people that make this technology. I said, do you know about negative green? Look at that. It's amazing. They're like toys. It's like, see, I'm not in the mindset that they're coming for us. They're coming for you. Head to the hills with Sabrina Wallace. You can't take a knife to a gunfight. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like that's just one opinion of somebody that created the problem in the first place with all this wide body area network. So I kind of like just to focus on the solutions. Like, look at that. It's just so much fun. And it's the potential of what this is going to become, right? This is like I said to you, like these are fifth generation. But Zish, they don't look all shiny like Mr. Akman Ra, Sun Ra, Atlantis, Golden Wing. It's like, well, no, they don't, but it doesn't matter. Does it work? Does it do what it says on the packet? So these are, and there's like, they're also, but they've got all the sacred qubit, the lost qubit. This is all slim Spurling without the new age smoke and mirrors and all the hodgepodge that comes with a lot of this. Like, you listen to a lot of these Americans, they can't even, like the new age Americans, they can't even string a sentence together. It's all just this new speak language. And I'm just like, what are you even saying? What is this? But for me, like, Slim Spurling was not new age. He was very grounded in his approbation. He was very grounded in clearing out geopathic stress. And so for me, it was an easy kind of move forward and bring it into the toolbox, because I'm like, well, there's no new age. Hi, Patrick. There's no new age bullshit. This stuff works. And I'm like, okay, I've got oh, by the way, Patrick, I've got a nice set. Let me show you this set I've got at the moment. I'm giving Harmonize. If somebody buys a set, they automatically qualify for a harmonizer. I've got this nice little set at the moment. It's a nice set. I've got a couple of nice large sets at the moment, and I've got some real badass little bad boy sets as well. Like, I've got some badass small sets. But these ones, I've got some of these. These are like quite badass. Look at that. It's badass. Like literally 4 electrodes. But this is quite a super duper little one. Nice little carry on. Weapons of mass construction. Look at this one. This one comes with the original literature. Ooh. The Elixir of Life. From what year was this? British manufacture. So this is a little bit of British manufacturing coming at you. 1921. High frequency currents in... should we get into the nitty gritty? Let's get into the Should we get into the nitty-gritty? Let's get into it. Let's get into some violet ray. Right, so why is the Tesla antique violet ray technology good? Right, why is it so good? And why does it beat these fake Tesla machines that people are talking about? Like, I've even heard that, what's his name? What's his name? Take methylene blue. What's his name? What's that guy called? Higuro Balans. God, your name's really interesting. RFK. Like, RFK's brought out a hairdryer. He's brought out some Tesla hairdryer. I used to think RFK was good, and you start to realise they're all COINTEL Pro. Let's get. Just got to get my cigar cutter. Where's my cigar cutter? 1 second. Ugh. Anyway, nice to be back. I haven't really been doing any. I've been so busy. Busy is actually the wrong word. I've been so productively industrious in the mix. I've not really been doing lives and everything. So we'll just kind of get into it. So I got some nice experimental tools. Let me just get this on. We're having a great sunny day here today. It's been amazing. They're still geoengineering, right? But it is what it is. What can you do about it? Not a lot. You can't do much about it, can you? But you can actually focus on the solutions, like getting into the salt. Let me see. Let me find. Where's my cutter? Where's my cutter? Where's the cutter? I've got some really good figs today. I said that, didn't I? Well, anyway, we'll forget the cigar for now. You'll have to wait. Someone made an email address on my profile name and made a Facebook profile and harassing my friends now. Did I tell Facebook? But nothing. Well, Facebook doesn't do shit. This is my second Facebook account. Facebook removed my account because I mentioned a funny coloured rock, and they just removed it. And they didn't tell me why, they didn't allow me to contest it. They used the boogeyman to bring in more totalitarian measures on these centralised apps. You know, they are if you're on Facebook, it's very different, isn't it, to MySpace? You remember MySpace? MySpace was a little bit more fun. Okay, so anyway, I just opened up this. Look, right, this, so the Roland I've got is the Roland Rees Stimulator. High frequency violet ray for health. High frequency electric current, very generally known as violet rays, were discovered towards the end of last century, and today's remarkable curative powers are universally acknowledged. It must not, however, be confused with ultraviolet or sun ray treatment, which is entirely different and ought to be indulged in under the direction of a qualified specialist. High frequency is the collective expression denoting alternating currents, the direction of which change with great rapidity, equal to more than 1 million alternations per second. This allows the actual application of electricity with all its curative and sedative powers to the nerves of the body without shock or any other irritating effect, bringing almost instant relief to the innumerable ailments to which the human frame is subject. These currents, or violet rays, are applied by means of a special apparatus. The outfit herein described has been designed not only to provide the medical profession with a complete and dependable outfit, but also with such simplicity, that they can be easily and simply operated by an entirely inexperienced person to treat his or her own complaint personally. Full and detailed instructions derived after careful medical study for treating a wide range of ailments and for generally promoting health and beauty follow hereafter. Isn't it amazing how back in the 1920s the physicians spoke their truth without any conflict of interest? There was no new age, there was no alternative medicine. It was all one system under the banner of health. Like, okay, I'm going to go see a chiropractor, I'm going to see a naturopath. Maybe you'd see the physician, and the physician would say, I've done so much for you, now go and see the naturopath. It wasn't like, there was no smoke screen, there was no smoke and mirrors, there was no, like, there was none of that. High frequency treatment is strongly recommended for all nervous troubles, pains, and obviously remember this is 1921. Like, God, what on earth has happened? What on earth has happened? What on earth has happened? High frequency treatment is strongly recommended for all nervous troubles, pains such as headaches, neuralgia, chilblains. And this was the bit that why I decided to read it. Okay. Right. Read what the doctors say on high frequency treatment. Copy of a letter published in the Daily News, March 16th, 1923. Ozone improves health. From Sir Richard Paget, Bart. Sir, the remarks on this subject, which appeared in Under the Clock in your issue of the 13th, while undoubtedly true as to their facts, may give a mistaken idea as to the utility of pure ozone when administered in the right proportions. Remember, this is very British. I was recently at a large hospital in the north of England, where a patient suffering from a severe attack of lupus had been living in a highly ozonized atmosphere for 6 months. The effect was extraordinary. The patient's general health had greatly improved, and the lupus sores, which had previously covered a large part of the patient's body, had almost all healed up. I was informed by the medical staff that similarly, successful results had been obtained in the case of open wounds and glandular tuberculosis, and that general health of the patient in the wards supplied with ozonized air had considerably improved. Oh my lord, East India House, WCRAS Paget. This is from the East Indian Company. That's amazing. That's amazing. So this is high frequency currents in trigeminal neuralgia. Patrick, do you know what that is? Trigeminal neuralgia. I guess it's something to do with the brain. Dr. W.E. Somerville of Glasgow in the British Medical Journal, December 1921. Remember, this is quackery, okay? The French military used them. All of America used them. The British used them. Pure and utter quackery. Continue with your snake skin oil, okay? Because this is quackery. And I don't care what anyone says, but this is pure quackery. How can a doctor of the 1920s ever talk about high frequency currents in trigeminal neuralgia? What a quack, right? What the doctor back then was really a quack, wasn't he? he really had a conflict of interest. You can hear from the way that they talk that they're operating from a place of truth. And that's, I don't mean to be passionate, but that is the truth. When you read this literature, it's imbued. They talk about ether like it's normal, because it is normal. Like, you look at the ancient Indian wisdom of the Hindu, and they talk about ether as well. You could probably go to don't quote me on this, but I imagine that if you go to Rudolf Steiner, Goethe, Ayurvedic, traditional Chinese medicine, traditional Tibetan medicine, traditional Western medicine, all traditions that we all come from greatness, they all talk about ether, and you look at the old literature and they're talking from a place of truth. Now we're in this post-truth, stupid world. Like, it's really refreshing to read when the physician was an awesome avant-garde, you know. Like, imagine if they were around today, they'd be kicking some of these people up the pants, wouldn't they? They'd be kicking Ichauf, what's his name? Rockdor, Ichauf, and Schlock, Baus, and what would that be? Lib, Setag. They'd be kicking those people up the pants. They'd be throwing them into like bedlam. They'd be like, my God, you people talking about HIV and all these things, you're insane. Carrie Mullis, they'd be like, man, Carrie Mullis, man, you're one of us. Right, so, Sandor Katz, you're one of us. So, yes, okay. So, Dr. W.E. Somerville of Glasgow, in the British Medical Journal of 1921, the author discusses the distrust which a considerable number of physicians still have against high-frequency treatment, and urges that high-frequency currents are admirably suited for treating the various forms of neurosis and neuralgia. In support, he refers to a case of trigeminal neuralgia, which is written in big letters, which he treated intermittently from November 1911 to June 1912. By then, the neuralgia pains had disappeared up to November 1912. When the author last saw the patient, had not returned. The author had treated with high frequency many more such cases of more or less painful neuralgia, and is most succeeded in obtaining complete cure. Arthralgia, rheumatism, sciatica disappear. This is another physician from a Berlin infirmary. If anyone wants me to talk about any of these, I can. High frequency, considered in the multifarious applications, represents as a whole an incomparable healing process for general strengthening of the nerves and mental processes. It builds up and nourishes the muscles and the blood. It destroys all unhealthy, extraneous and noxious substances, and is a physiological stimulant for the whole human physical system. There we go. That came today. That came today. That came today. And that actually came with this set here called the Roland Rees stimulator. There it is. So that's the surface electrode. That's the hair cone. I'll show you. I'll fire it up. Shall I fire it up? I'll fire it up, Captain. And so if anyone buys any sets this month, I'm extending the offer. There are free 144 Hertz slim Spurling harmonizers for new customers. 144 Hertz. I've got 12 of those spare. I've got a few of these large badass ones spare, and I've got 4 of these 5G Merkaba. their 5th generation Merkaba, based on original Slim Spurling, lost qubit, sacred qubit, and they're not, these are actually the real deal. Endorsed by Slim Spurling's wife. I can say that with complete authority. So I know that these do what they say on the packet. I don't want to be putting like pyramids into people's homes that are having a detrimental effect. And if only you take one thing away from today, when you see somebody making a pyramid and you see somebody selling a pyramid, say to them, hey you, does that have negative, obviously you don't just say hey you, but hey you, hey you, does that have negative green? And they'll go to you, whoa, what is negative green? Just walk away, right? I asked someone the other day and they were like, what's negative green? Can you send me something on it? I'm like, what? If you're building this stuff, surely you should know about it. It looked the part. Now, Tolkien said this, not all that glitters is gold. Not all who wander are lost. I quite like that. Let's go. Bez, can you go out to my... Oh, don't worry. Right, so they are really simple to use. Now, a lot of people with all these fake technologies, they think they've got to reduce themselves to a diagnosis. They've got to put a diagnosis into the data sets. Oh my God, I'm a Lyme's disease. This technology doesn't judge you. It's unconditional. And in its core essence of what it is, you get the electrons from the electricity, and we don't really know what electricity is, but what we do know is that you are electromagnetic, aren't you? And the electro and the magnetic can connect to the elements, which is like your air, earth, fire, water. So knowing that you're an electromagnetic being that contains water, these are contain electrons, right, from the electricity. Then you get the protons. I think the protons come from the plasma, the ether, that kind of thing. Then you've got the ozone, which is sterilizing in nature, and it's in very homeopathic misty doses. And then you've actually got the lymphatic that you're working with, the different tubes. These don't have funky, strange gases in them like argon. If you see someone saying, oh, this has got argon in it, you don't want argon. The only gases that they had in them is pure air, which comes out, for some reason it comes out violet, which is obviously the ether, which I'm getting, and I don't know much, I'm not the smartest man in the room, but the ether is essentially what holds everything together. And so when you know that they're geoengineering, and you hear all this like black pill stuff about the internet of bodies, the internet of everything, the internet of nano things, all this kind of crazy stuff, and the geoengineering, and then the mRNA gene editing, and the spiky this and that and the other. It's really important that you have things that are able to disrupt the digital and the fake ether. So this is actually authentic, real 1921. I just read it to you. This is from 1921. It still works. They don't build stuff like this anymore. You might go and get a Jeff Berwick Tesla machine. You might, if you're lucky, get 10 years out of it. But there's going to be circuit boards in there. There's going to be funky stuff in there. This stuff is very simple. It's mechanical. It's electrostatic, and it does disrupt, and it's just very simple. So I've got it on my voltage, which is 220. So I've got it on, and I'm literally just going to turn the dial. And it works with the metabolism cellular health, which is what I'm interested in. So that's the surface mushroom electrode. That's like your all-purpose mushroom electrode. So that's that one. Then you've got your... one would wonder why in the small sets there's only 4 electrodes, and I think that's the clue. You've got your multi-purpose mushroom electrode, then you've got the neck thyroid electrode. I really like this electrode. You literally make contact and you switch it on. Really simple. That's the neck electrode. Neck, really important for women, thyroid, seat of the immune system. And like, you know, you hear about all this vril stuff, then, oh, look, they've got a hair comb. Interesting. So you got your mushroom surface, you got your hair comb. I've got my dad's hairline, so let's put it on. Not much hair on Brother Zish, but you get the picture. So they're kind of giving us clues, right? The hair, and then you got your cauterizer then. With the cauterizer is for more things like external, right? More external things. So say if I had a wart, or if I had some scar tissue from something that I didn't ask for, wink, wink. You know, so this is more, you know, scar tissue. I remember once listening to Annie Padden Jubb, and she was talking about live foods, and they were talking about how important enzymes were, and how scar tissue's got a lot to answer for. So let's find a scar that Zisha's got. I got loads of scars on my hands. So here you go. I can literally get the scar. And so that's kind of like a typical small machine. Now the doctors had larger sets, so then you get all the extra gubbins, right? You get things like the extra, you get the extra electrodes for like gynecological, insulated ear, insulated dental. Anything you can think of. They were working with all the body parts, which is quite interesting. When you get into that whole Sabrina Wallace stuff, it's quite interesting that they were working with the body parts, which is quite good. So anyway, so there we go. That's Brother Zish. So I've got 4 of these available. 4 of these. Just catching up. We've got 1 of these. This is not for sale. This is for experimenting. We're doing some... But in the future, we might sell these. We're going to do the experiments now and see. We've got 1 here in Wales, and we're going to be doing 1 in Ireland. And I've got about 12 of these available. So if anybody wants a actual slim Spurling harmonizer, original... 144 hertz. These are quite good if these are quite good when you go out into the real world. They're quite good. Yeah, these are good. These are real. These are real. Look, you can look at them. They're very crude. They work. They're very good. And, you know, I think they're actually weapons of mass construction. You know, like, I think they're good. I think they create this harmonious... so, like, if you go out into the world today and you go and buy some lovely food, and you're at the organic food counter and you want to go and buy some lovely fresh vegetables, you're going to buy some fresh vegetables, and some man walks in and either the man that walks in is wearing strange endocrine disrupting smells that are man-made, and they just spoil your whole experience, or the man walks in and he might be wearing some galbanum or some frankincense or some myrrh or that man might be wearing he might be wearing a slim Spurling harmonizer, which actually creates some sort of like oxygenation and air around you, right? So the man walks into the space, the man's wearing some holy anointing oil. Your experience at the food counter is a much more beneficial experience. I can say this from personal experience because when I walk into an organic, wonderful, fresh, harmonious, organic food market, I get people going to me, "Ooh, what's that smell of, of something that could be lemongrass or could be menthol or could be oregano? Who is that?" And the lady that knows me goes, "Oh, it's him." Now, I can't smell it because my olfactory is used to it, and I sometimes wish I could, but I can't. But that means that when I go into that space, I am showing up as a better version of myself than yesterday, aren't I? So if I knew that wearing Old Spice perfume or Lynx, we have it here in Britain, Lynx, aftershave or body spray, that I'm trying to hide the smell of my healthy expression of myself, that's a negative effect, isn't it? So I find that wearing these actually complements showing up and being a positive in the space rather than a negative. And that's just more of a weight, right? You either show up and you have a beneficial experience, or you show up and you have a negative experience from the human interaction. I've had a physical interaction with somebody and they took it really wrong, but I was like, 1 minute, man, I'm just here about to buy some lovely food, and you've just ruined that personal experience, because when you buy food, it's quite a personal experience, isn't it? Because you're going to invest in some food that is going to nourish you and your family. So when I'm going to go and buy maybe some raw A2 dairy, I really don't want it to be spoiled by some by some human being coming into my space smelling wrong. Now, they might think they smell right, but to me, and it's actually now scientifically proven that it's endocrine disrupted. Now, one of my health food store is far from being the most healthy health food store. And the people that own it, I actually tried to do everything I can not to go to that particular health food store, because they all took the Segat lib crazy something and fell for the boogeyman. So I'm not going to that boogeyman store as much as I can, but when I do have to go there to get a jar of miso or pick up some frozen berries or whatever, I wear these. And I find that this lady that used to smell a bit funky, it was definitely some sort of olfactory thing that's has an emotional negative experience in my brain. And since I've been wearing 3 of these, even one, the smell is gone. Now, she could have changed her eau de toilette. I don't know. It could just be a coincidence, but I don't think there are any coincidences. I think this stuff works. I genuinely do. I even know, I could tell you stories about these that are mind-bending, and the only thing I can put it down to is the human being was wearing these. Like, to the point where if the person wasn't wearing one of these, they might have fallen off the edge of a cliff, or they might have blown all the electrics in their village. Seriously. But because they had I was like, "Are you wearing yours, by the way?" And they were like, "Oh yeah." "Oh, did you almost go off the edge of the cliff?" "Yeah." "Were you wearing Oh, you had a load of these. Ah, interesting. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think there's something about this. And it's a little bit sort of David and Goliath. What, Zish? I thought it was gonna be a med bed from Space Force and Trump. Can you believe all that rubbish? I'm like, really? Come on. Are you kidding me? And it's all like top secret in an underground base. The med beds are coming. I'm like, shut up. You're so ridiculous. If they do come, fantastic, but I don't believe any of that stuff. Whereas something like this, I'm like, well, yeah, I think there's something in that. It's simple, and you can actually read the Slim Spurling literature and learn for yourself. I think it's amazing. Yeah, it's nonsense, Giraud, isn't it? I think it's nonsense. Whereas for me, I'm like, okay, what can I... And even like, oh, we're finished, and oh, the wide body area network, and ooh, the digital twin, and ooh, all these kinds of things as well. I'm just like really? Like, get out of here. They're coming for us. No, they're not coming for us. They might be coming for you in your mindset, but they're not coming for us. They're not coming for me. Maybe I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even want to entertain it, to be fair. All right, anyway, thank you for watching. This is Brother Zish, chiming in, chiming out. We've gone from 5... You see, we're a viral channel here, to 1. So now I'm going to go. Because this will then go, then I'll take it, I'll throw it onto YouTube. They do keep distracting. Yes, they do. All right, anyway, good day from the mountain. Brother Zish. I'm going to go and find my cigar cutter. Peace.